Was the trip a success or a failure for China?
I think it was a very important trip for China, for the foreign minister. It's his first one to visit all of these countries. He got round, he put in a lot of miles, in the airplane and diplomatically. It was particularly significant that he went to both Solomon Islands and Kiribati, who are both fairly new to the stable of Pacific Island countries that recognize the PRC. And as we know, in each of the countries that he went to, there were a number of signings of MOUs or letters of exchange or discussion agreements about projects. Now, it's not completely clear how many of those are new initiatives, and some of them are more likely to be formalizations of existing initiatives. But in terms of bilateral agreements, there's no doubt that that will be very much the focus of how this is portrayed to a domestic audience as having been a diplomatic success. Less successful was the attempt to secure a multilateral agreement. So, what we've seen since then is that the Chinese side has put forward a position paper which contains a lot of what was in that original communique, but with some significant deletions. And has said that the group has agreed to work on consensus. So it's not a dead conversation. It's quite clear that China sees this as one that's worth pursuing.
And Taiwan has diplomatic relations with some of the Pacific Island nations that the Chinese foreign minister, of course, didn't visit. Now, how much of an issue was Taiwan during his trip there?
My sense would be that it's very unlikely that Taiwan was discussed. However, when it comes to what's happening in the Pacific Islands region as a whole, the fact that Taiwan has diplomatic relationships with 4 members of the Pacific Islands Forum, so that's Nauru, Palau, the Marshall Islands, and Tuvalu, is really significant because, and this is why China is unable or wasn't able to ask the Forum Secretariat to convene a meeting of the Forum membership because it's not possible for that to happen. The Forum Secretariat can't convene a meeting of the Forum membership and then say, oh, but you guys can't come because China just wants to meet with the ones that have diplomatic relationships with them.